Okay, so right now, it's been a little bit since I last was playing Final Fantasy 14, but we're getting Black Mage almost close to 50, so I'm going to start working on my classes over here in Limsa. And I've got a lot of side quests I never did, so I'm just going to spend this stream kind of clearing out all this stuff, and but I can, just a lot of the Limsa stuff, and then go from there. So let's see. Here at Melvan's Gate, we inspect all the goods that are imported into Limsa Lamenta and collect duty as the law requires. Some merchants, however, seek to evade this obligation, which chased him down. I would be grateful if you could deliver these two ledges, one to a man named, I don't say that, whom you'll find at the Octant, and the other woman named Letitia, who works at the Bismarck. If you're uncertain as to whereabouts of the Bismarck, ask them when you see him. He will point you in the right direction. Okay. I think, what is this? It's going to have Marauder, Arcanist, and Rogue, I believe. And that should be the last of the classes, at least in this part of the game. We can start doing some of the Heavensward jobs, which I'm really looking forward to. Good for what ails you. That is a 14 one. I might as well pick it up as well. Oh dear, my cast of ale is gone. It has to be ordered by someone who doesn't brook tardiness. Bring the matter to the Maelstrom, or perhaps seek help from the Yellow Jackets, but my client would likely frown in involving anyone official. Visitors such as yourself, though, would be capable of doing a little unofficial investigating. Would you find the stolen ale for me? It was right outside the Fisherman's Bottom. Surely someone saw something. What's that? You would have the client's name. Oh, none of that. Discretion creates opportunities. Now do go to the Fisherman's Bottom and make your inquiries before this cold of mine gets worse. The bloody executioners. Can't pick up everything, but you, sir, venture, I have work for you. I shall have you pose as a customer and survey the market's current prices. Shall I did not see you balk at so simple a task. All you need to do is strike up a conversation with the shop owners and glance over their wares. There are three merchants that interest me: Iron Thunder, Kyokurun, and Sanail. Write down all you see at the price list and hand it to Basing on the West Hawker's Alley. He shall reward you for your service. Okay, might as well just do that now, because it's right here. Well, Matt, lad, cast your peepers over these beauties. Not a spot of rust to be found. Every piece fresh from the forges of Naldig and Vamils. Kyokurun welcome customer. Kyokurun loves his lovely trade. Kyokurun's goods are goodly made. Fine evening to you, sir. What can I interest you in? Why do you seem interested in most everything, don't you? Is this another one of those investigations? I have nothing to hide. You're the one who made a list for him. Let's have it then. There we go. Give you the price list. Nothing wrong with the markets, as far as I can tell. You oftentimes get pirates selling stolen goods at cutthroat prices, and it drives the numbers down right across the Hawker's Alley. Thanks to these reports, though, we can tell at a glance where shady dealings are taking place. Good work, lad. We're gonna save all the blue plus, I think. Sweet Nix is Brutish, Gobble, and Crafty Mark's trade maker. Sweet Nix makes busy deal with uplanders. Must deliver letter to gates of Mielvan, but Steel Nix have shivery shakes. Uplander walk to gates of Mielvan for Sweet Nix. Uplander deliver letter to tax lady. Yay. Okay, so that's. Oh my god, all the way over there. Fuck. A ledger from Mielvon Gate, you say? Yet more outstanding duty payments. One of these merchants never learn. Very quick. Very well, if I catch sight of any offender, I shall drag them to the gate, kicking and screaming if needs be. One more ledger bound for Bismarck, you say? Follow this path to the upper decks and you'll find the place. Excuse me, sir, but might you have a moment or two to spare? You seem the type who enjoys being accosted for a menial task, and I require someone to make a delivery to the dutiful sisters of the Edelweiss. I wouldn't be surprised if you haven't heard of them. The sisters prefer not to advertise their presence here in Limsa. They do, however, provide a rather unique service to which the Bulgier Consortium has recently been the beneficiary. I have you deliver this package to the doorman, along with profuse gratitude. Okay, so we're just going to go down to the fisherman's part, and then we'll go back to Arcanist Guild. Turn that in. Hi, this is the Dutiful Sisters of Edelweiss, a house of deep reflection and meditation, so unless you have proper business with us, you can kindly bugger off. What's this then? A parcel from Bulgier Consortium. Let's have a peek inside. Ooh, walnut bread and ginger cookies, and a few of them Bismarck finger sandwiches too. Them Consortium cults know the right way to show appreciation. Some of them sisters have unholy appetites, so I'd best save a few bites for myself before I take this inside. You let, Janasim know that we're always here should her boss have need of us again. Sure. Sure, it's just some food. Looking for Dodo's cask of ale, eh? I'll help you. Dodo's ain't a bad sort for a civilian trader. This was a topper come asking after the cask. Wanted to know if it was ale, the poxy fool. Calamity really knocked the wind out of the fishing industry sails, but fisher folk are starting to return to the seas once more. It's past time I did the same. Before I can put out to sea again, I need to have a new boat built. Our guild has always commissioned now digging the meals for the crafts, but they are beastly busy these days. If you want something to do, mayhaps you can run over to the Armorers Guild and consort with Forge Master Hansa. In my stead, I would know how long I might be expected to have to wait. Okay, that's pretty easy. After a cast? Well, I can't really say it was your cast, but there was a big fella come by recently carrying one. He asked me if I'd smoked mackies that would go down nice with ale. It ain't the only thing I know, neither. The louse wore black, and you know what that means. The bloody executioners. Did I see someone walk up with a cask of ale? Sure, it was during the afternoon offloading. Fella didn't look like a thief, though. Hoisted the cask and walked right over to the Astelcia. What are you looking at? This dance do this is a dance duel. A dance duel, much more important than anything you got. Much, much more. You may be able to scamper up the riggings of the crow's nest, but can you get down? Not for a siren's teach you, great clodhopper. Begging pardon, Captain. There ain't no Makoti alive heavier on her feet than great Galutin Ragodin such as yourself. Well said, Captain, and well retorted, you bloody Sunseeker. And you, a Moonkeeper? What are the lands they got here? Who even cares, am I right? Who are you, anyway? This was a whole passive parcel of you afore, but now there's only one. Tis a miser trick, it is. There's nothing worse than a miser. The horse son was a Admiral, what's his name? He didn't like no drinking nor dancing. Bad for corals? No, can't be right. Corals. Of course, you're right there, laddie. Should never doubt myself. Anyways, this Madrigal, I call him Madrigal Pinchfist, passed decrees like they were farts. He decreed no dancing within a hair's reach of spirits. But no Madrigal's smarter than no Salem man. We stopped reaching with our hands altogether. We invented step dancing. That showed Madrigal Pinchfist and his corals. Yeah, that's right, fella. Gets me all fired up, too. You should think, like, oh, I know, you want to dance. All this time I just thought you were being encouraged, but... No, I insist. Dance first, talk later, that's the way of it. We're just trying to track down some ale. You cagey sea fox, dancing like sailing folks should do. I'd swear there were 3 of you, or was I just... Never mind, you're practically brother now. You can ask me anything. A cast of dodos and ale. Carried it off the fisherman's bottom my very self, I did. Had to, matter of fact. We had already drunk all we had on board. Of course, Dodozan's getting paid for it someday. Don't make a difference if he frets their night at 2. Why, you reprobate horse, son. That's the tale of the cash you lugged in? Blackguard, you call yourself a bloody executioner? All hugger-mugger about what belongs to who? Dodozan has the cods not to know about the colors we wear. And you play him for a fool. I'm sorry, Captain. Wasn't thinking it through. Got to fix that, I do. Is what they call a coral fallen. Adventure, I beg your pardon for my men, I swear. Let him mistook him for an oyster and gave him a grit for brains when you made him. Since you're already here, how about you square off our account with Dodozan? Take this payment to him. We'd be much obliged. You dance with us all, so I'm trusting the guild won't inspire any moral failings in you. That's some long keel on the Astracelia. If you take my meaning. I am not being able to read today. Holy shit. My brain is broken. There you are. Not a moment too soon. Did you find my ale? Well, that's the price I was to receive, but where did you get it? Oh, from the bloody... the clients themselves. I see, yes, there's always some blustering young fellow like that. Hasn't earned his swallows and stars yet, I'd wager. Cod, you say? Captain Musk is kind to say so, I'm sure, but I hail from Ulda. We trade with anyone if they got the guild to pay. Pirates, princes, they're all the same to me. If I know these particular pirates, and I do, they'll be wanting another cask soon to drink away with this little... frost... whatever that word is. Many things adventure. Where's Sweetnix with those import records? Without a proper documentation, I'm afraid we shall have to expel him from the city. Why, these are Sweetnix records. Glad to see that they were submitted in time. Also, you'd think that the goblin would have lost his sphere of offices by now. Every month he submit these papers, and every month his tardiness forces me to consider his removal. As long as one fellow follows proper procedure, Limsa is quite welcoming of foreign traders. Pray convey these words to Sweetnix. Perhaps it will aid in soothing the poor goblin's fears. Okay, so we'll just go over to Aetherite Plaza. Uplander, delivered letter to Gate of Milvan. Uplander have white heart and swift legs. Tax Lady has kind backward words for Sweetnix. Sweetnix has outflow of joy for Tax Lady. Sweetnix is happy gooby. Give Uplander Jiggly Shine? I kind of sometimes accidentally click it too fast. Alright, so that quest is done. Let's head over here, turn this in, and then we'll go to the other side and check out any quests over there. You've delivered the packages I requested. Very good. I shall pass the sister's sentiments to my superiors. What manner of service do the dutiful sisters provide? Continue your stay on Limsa and Limsa, and you're sure likely to find out soon enough. In fact, if you're confident in your abilities and comfortable with the unconventional, you may wish to approach them yourself. One day we'll do that. God, man, I'm not the best with that class, but we'll get there. Beg your pardon, good sir, but you are an adventurer, are you not? I realize this is sudden, but we urgently need your help restocking our larders. We're in the midst of preparing a full-course meal for a soon-arriving guest, but I fear we are short on fresh lamb for the main course. Be grateful if you could procure 4 slices for us. I dare say it would be the quickest to obtain them directly from the source, wild lambs. In case you're unfamiliar with the creatures, I suggest you speak with a sentry station in Bulwark Hall, just below the drowning winch. Tax evaders among our patrons, you say? Goodness me. I dare they say this way will put an end to their appetite, but there's the best interest of the city-state. Any of the merchants named in this ledger come to dine with us. I shall see that Milvan's gate is notified without delay. Spare no effort to ensure that our patrons enjoy the finest food and hospitality. It is so doubtly hurtful when someone decides to leave without setting the bill. Maria Belago, the first patron, just did that. Rushmo is the one who lovingly prepared the man's meal. She is quite upset by the whole affair and has taken it upon herself to draw out an illustration of the offender. Had to trouble to deliver it to the Yellow Jackets on our behalf. Rushmo should have been done adding the finishing touches by now. Again, I'm like a great warrior of light, and here I am doing petty tasks. I pour my heart and soul at that grilled dodo, and if I ever get my hands on that scoundrel, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. Here it is, my rendition of the criminal. Please deliver it to Godebert at the Coral Tower. He'll know what to do. You want for coin venture? How you fancy working for the Kraken Arms, one of the greatest pirate crews in Limsa. If you're interested, take yourself 2 steps to the balcony above and talk to Carvalane, our captain. Do right by him, and he'll do right by ye. Greetings, friend, and welcome to the Seventh Sage, purveyor of the finest spices of the East. All our products are guaranteed obtained through completely legal means. Oh, do you not seek spices, but employment? Well then, let us speak of how you might be of service to our organization. The fuck was that? Oh, that was the dragon. Our misery returned from our latest voyage bearing exotic spices never before seen in Eorzea. Prepared 2 samplers, each of which I would have you deliver to certain individuals. The first is for Dane, whom you'll find in the Coral Tower. The second is for Master Limsa, the head chef of the Bismarck. You do make certain the right person gets the right set. Go now and return here once you have accomplished the task. We were just there. Welcome to the headquarters of the Yellow Jackets, the keeper of the peace in Limsa. Is there aught I can assist you with? Sample of spice courtesy of 7th Sage, you say? There's no mistake, this is fire sand, kind used by Garleans besides. Intriguing, very well. We will consider placing in order. Oh, you thought you had brought me spice. You see, you are not familiar with Carvanianisms. For the sake of convenience, he uses the word spice to refer to literally anything he has procured on the high seas. Lest you worry, the man isn't engaged in any activity that is considered piracy. Far from it. Think of him as a trader, a heavily armed one, who represents Limsan interests in eastern lands. An alarming number of citizens have gone missing of late. I suspect you've already heard the rumors. It's essential that we ascertain their safety. In this end, I've prepared a list based on the reports of our citizens. She was kind of delivered to my colleague in the Bulwark Hall. Nedelik is her name. Methinks in advance, my friend. Bilker at the Bismarck. And you have the artist's renditions of the man? What in the 7 hells is this supposed to be? Looks like a prow of a ship than a man's face. So we have nothing more than to bring the... looks like we have nothing more than to bring the offender to justice. 'Tis our duty, after all. However, we need a bit more to go on than this piece of art. Be easiest involved if Richmond were to come here and answer some questions. Please relay to her as much. I have to head over there anyway, so that's fine. Ah, so you've spoken with Godebert. Within the bell, the Yellow Jackets have been... Well, have that swivering scoundrel locked in a dungeon cell, and I'll take my filleting knife and... Godebert wants me to come to the Coral Tower for questioning. What more information does he want that my drawing doesn't already provide? Isn't a picture supposed to paint 1,000 words? A new sample from the 7th Sage. Alright, let's have a whiff of it then. Smelled nothing like it before. Notice it as came with it says it's a root that grows in Authard. Last I heard, Authard was under Imperial rule. On the 7 Hells that Carvian managed to get a hold of this. And you wrote, I reckon I could cook up something fresh with it. Thanks for delivering it, friend. Welcome back. It seems both samples are rather well received, and there's no smart dude. You're an affable courier. It is unfortunate, but notoriety accumulated over the course of years does not fade overnight. There are still many who are hesitant to do business with savage pirates. Yet the old days of piracy have passed, giving way to a new wave of opportunity. My crew and I have decided to embrace this wave. With the Admiral's blessing, we engage in a form of trade with Garlean ships. Everything we do, you may rest assured, is within the law. Order Carbuncle to execute Radiant Aegis. Creates a barrier around self that absorbs damage up to 20% of maximum HP. Okay. So those are 15 quests, which I could go to another job just to knock those out, but I think I'll pass. Whirl of a Time, be a blacksmith. Soothing the Savage Siren. If you're looking for a place to wet your whistle, Scrag, I'd advise you to turn tail and run. Captain Rosewind is no mood for entertaining customers this morning, and even if she is, she isn't particularly good at it. So maybe dealing with a customer of the sorts of shite that might shake her up for her doldrums. You might mean to adventure inside the missing member. You best remember to pay your proper respects to the captain, unless you ain't afraid of missing. Unless ye ain't afraid of going missing. Kneeling before would be a good start. Oh, so he knows its place. Good. If only the Krakens had the same sense of propriety. Bastards keep seizing every Garlean ship before we get a crack at them. It's a sorry state of affairs when your crew's reduced to preying on the leavings of a mangy bunch of band boys. Yourself would be right disappointed to see how far we've fallen. So you do know something of me pain, but your sympathy ain't worth more than a pint of piss. It's all well and good that we got the Admiral's permission to capture Garlean ships. What's the use if we keep getting a beat to your prey? We built a reputation even right off the coast of old Velbrand, not sailing a dozen miles into the bloody sea. A few Imperial dogs found in Limsa territory got snatched by Krakens hunting in open waters. It rallied me crew spirits when I said we were reviving the old ways, but after all the struggles, they seemed to resign to letting those bastards have all the fun. Huh? You trying to make light of me dilemma? Don't push your luck, Scrag, or I'll gut you with a hook like a regular pirate. Wait, that's it. We're pirates, goddammit. We should think like pirates. Better keeping Limsa water safe. We should raid supply shipments in the Garlean outposts along the coast of Ardenard. It's so bloody simple. Why didn't I don't know why I didn't think of it before. Thank you for your unintended inspiration, Scrag. I think I almost had you fed to the sharks. I gather your meeting with the captain went well. I could hear her cackling all the way out here. Well, whatever you did, thank you for doing it. Last thing we needed was her going on another rampage, ruining deck swabs, and leaving us with less meat. It ain't easy playing by the Admiral's rules, but if anyone can find a way, Captain Rosewind can. A new boat for the Fisherman Guild. Right, it ain't the best time. You see, we've recently taken the commission for a galleon. Pascal alone has our hands full. But look, I'll see what I can do. The Fisherman Guild has long been one of our best clients, and I would be loath to disappoint Sisapu. It may take a little while, but I shall endeavor to have her boat ready in a timely fashion. Carbuncle looks so fucking silly. Looks like he just drank like 5 cups of coffee before getting summoned. In need of some trifling tasks to pass the time? Well, I have a job just for you. Belleron is offering a reward to any adventurer who slays at least 5 waff rats. There's no shortage of pests lurking outside Tempest Gate, so you better hurry and take advantage of this opportunity. Okay. Look at the notes on Limsa. If there's aught you'd like to know, feel free to... You got something for me, you say. A missing person list. I'm not sure I follow. Thank you for bringing the list. I'll be sure to memorize these names, and if any of the missing persons reappear, you can count on me to spot them. Most folk enter the city via the Zephyr Gate, adrift, which means they must pass through the Bulwark Hall. So I'm on constant watch here and undercover as to keep an eye out for suspicious activity. I've been doing this for so long, I've become pretty good at judge of character. If shady characters skulking about, you can rest assured I can pick them out. Thank you, you're already in the Yellow Jacket's good graces. You truly are a model adventurer, a paragon amongst your fellows. Do you think you could do me a favor? You see, I'm supposed to go and fill up these street lamps with oil so that they'll stay lit through the night. But thanks to the business of missing people, I simply can't leave my post. If you could tend to the street lamps in my stead, I'd be eternally grateful. Oh, and when you're finished, please fetch more oil from Sister Pooh and the Fisherman's Guild. We're running low here. She takes care of our stores. Okay, well, I thought I was going to be heading out. Oh my goodness, that is a lot of stuff. Shit. Bismarck wants fresh lamb, does it? God, so I could do it to slice myself, fresh off the grill and dripping in its own juices. Sorry, friend. I had a sequel bite to eat since my shift began. Any road, you can get some lamb easy enough by hunting the lambs that graze outside the city. Go to the Zephyr Gate and follow the path east and south for a bit, and you run the fluffy and tasty critters before long. Okay. I believe this lamp one is like the last one I have to do, and then we can go out. Doing what? What am I gonna do with that girl? She has a nerve to ask me for work, twiddling tripe about her savings, only to foist it on the first adventure that comes along. Being young and pretty does not give you a license to shirk responsibility. I shall get her oil all right, and a piece of my mind to boot. Okay, so let's go out there, because I think that's the last one. Get these quests knocked out, and then we start heading over to this one. It might be the other gate, but we'll figure it out. It won't take us long to level up. Ooh. No, not my new character, just a new class. I kind of getting my black mage up to 50, so I'm working on my Limsa and Limsa ones. How are you doing today, Tina? Okay, I believe these guys are going to be in the other area. That was always a nice thing with Final Fantasy. You didn't have to start up a new character to try out a different class for a bit. And leveling doesn't take that long. I mean, I just started with Arcanist and I'm already level 5. Can we kill him? Got a couple quests over there. The main thing I'm doing right now is just, I kind of didn't do any of the quests in these areas. So my OCD is kind of killing me and wanting to go out there and just finish them all up. The only return to the game is raids and dungeons seem well worth it, but the time to beat raids are insane. And it's not so much that it's just finding a group that do it, because it is kind of a little steep learning curve. See the trench gauge. Okay. Hey, I'm trying to read that, please. Thank you. Oh my god. The trance gauge indicates the time remaining for the effects of Aether Charge. Executing this action will grant Ruby Arcanum, which will summon Ruby Arc Carbuncle. Upon reaching 15, Aether Charge will grant Topaz Arcanum and the summoning of the Topaz Carbuncle, and 22, Emerald Arcanum and summoning of the Emerald Carbuncle. Each summon will tap into its respective Arcanum, granting you stacks of elemental attunement, which indicated by the trance gauge. These elemental attunements will augment Gemshine and Precious Brilliance. Okay. Grants Aether Charge, increasing the potency of Ruin, Ruin 2, and Ruin 3 by 50%, outburst by 20. 15 seconds. Grants Ruby Arcanum. First off, I need to change this down. Let's see how this works. I'm not sure how any of this works. Sure. Okay. This is different. This is gonna be weird. Okay, so first off, what we need to do is we need to go to the Arcanist Guild. I see the creatures beyond the city walls pose to you little threat. It is with great pleasure, then, I formally recognize your initiation into the guild. From this day forth, to be proudly bear the title of Arcanist. So that you continue your forays into the wilderness and keep your pages of your grimoire turning. There's no finer teacher than the harsh mistress of experience. And when you feel you have commanded Carbuncle as easily as you might move your own limbs, return to me for further instruction. I will be waiting. Lions, is it? Are you eating well? An empty stomach distracts the mind and leads to hurried judgment. Must often remind my Arcanists to take meals, so ensconced they become in their studies. Speaking of such, have you been practicing your tactics with Carbuncle? I believe it's time to assess your improvement of your skills. As with the previous trial, I'll have you defeat foes in lower Limsa, 3 wild dodos, and 3 tiny Mandragoras, to be precise. Watch carefully the behavior of your opponents, formulate an effective strategy, and utilize your arcane entity to its fullest potential. I expect you to be back in time for lunch. I honestly don't know how I'm going to outlay my hotbars, because we've already got a bunch of different things. We also gotta turn something into... I'll come over here. Yeah, that is the one, like, kind of nice thing. There's kind of a difference, though, because it's like... There's completion of, like, normal stuff. It's like the ultimate is what people mostly consider raiding. And you're not going to find those ultimate raids inside inside the random queue. Ah, so you slew a few rats. Good on you, lad. The bloke comes through the other day and plops this huge sack of the size of bleeding gooble on the counter, and it says, any man that slays rats can have something from within. When I inquire as to why, all he says is the damn noise they make when scurrying about is driving him insane. He asked me, though. He was already a bit touched. Something tells me the poor lad never find peace. Ah, there you are. Have any luck obtaining the fresh lamb? Please hurry, the guests are arriving any moment now. Of course, this is a fresh lamb, and right in the nick of time. Thank you ever so much. Times like this, I feel fulfilled in my role. I used to be a chef myself, you see, but my skills weren't quite up to par. So in the Bismarck expanded operation, I asked to be made its prisoner instead, so I could still be part of the business in spite of my shortcomings. Should get. Let's go. What's in the box? That should be Zephyrgate. No, maybe Tempest. Oh, they're right here. I didn't even need to do that. Okay, so I think I'm getting understanding this a little bit. We're just going to cast Ruin until Aether Flow pops up. Then we cast Aether Flow. That's going to have a cooldown. And then once that goes down, we're actually going to then be able to use like a big Ruin of a certain elemental energy. How do I get so fucking turned around? Like, I mean, no, it's right there. Welcome back, Lions. It appears your coordination with Carbuncle is progressing at a satisfactory pace. Shall we test your growing acumen with a more practical examination? Our work at Mielvan's Gate requires us to inspect and record the contents of an incoming cargo. To stimulate such a task, I have had several crates transported to the cliffs south of Zephyr Gate. I want you to examine those crates and return to the inspected cargo here to me. You would be surprised at the depths to which some merchants will sink to deter our customs agents from performing thorough investigations. False bottoms, rotting foodstuffs, flesh-eating vilekin. I suggest you prepare for any eventuality. So that was Zephyr Gate, right? What the fuck are you doing? I am not a threat. Pray ignore my presence for the present and allow me to moment to cogitate. The reason for my sudden appearance was within expected parameters, but I must admit I didn't expect you to expect so proficient a performance as the enemy set against you. Yet effective though your tactics were, I spied much room for improvement. As I watched you battle, the wheels of my mind whirled into motion, as they are wont to do, inventing other possible strategies that you might have employed. Let's see, taking into account a current level of ability, factoring in the etheric constant, multiplying by the number of opponents, and applying your tactics to other potential combat scenarios. Oh dear, my calculations indicate failure upon encountering threat level 9785. Well, we'll have to see what we can do about that. Though the opportune moment to do so has passed, I would nevertheless introduce myself. I am Hilahia of Mielvan's Gate's Assessor. Acting Guildmaster Turbergim elected me to oversee your training and provide any necessary guidance and instruction in the field of Archimia. From what I observed thus far, you have an admirable grasp of the fundamentals. I do, however, wish to confirm one small detail. Regarding your choice of arcane geometries, what factor most influences your actions during battle? I simply do what feels right. Just as I predicted, and now I have the final element needed to perform another calculation. The probability of you becoming an Arcanist of note is 90%, give or take half a percent. Yes, the certainty is quite high. After all, I only know of one other practitioner who responded to my question in the same manner. It was the man who bestowed me this grimoire, the Guildmaster himself. While our inscrutable leader is, as I'm sure you've heard, on an indefinite leave of absence, he did leave us with the most notorious saying to date. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's situation into desired reality. No matter how gifted you and I might be, however, the instantaneous manipulation of reality might cause us to suddenly become mighty arcanists is beyond our present abilities. Discipline and experience is the finest strategy in this case. I suggest you continue to focus on refining your aptitude with Carbuncle. Mastery of the arcane entity will greatly improve our success as a wielder of Archima. Here ends your lesson for today. Pray return directly to the guild. I believe the mistress is waiting for some inspected cargo. And what of myself? I'm off to the fields, of course. The tactics I reasoned out earlier must be attempted in real-life scenario. Theory is all well and good, but there is no substitute for actual combat. We shall meet again soon. Lions, have you returned with the cargo? Yep, there you go. Have fun with that. Yes, everything seems to be in order. Relatively clear of blood and other gore. This could be something of a problem in our possession, you understand. I've had word with Kalia regarding your performance. She seemed eager to continue your training. An odd lass, I'll admit, but the guild can boast no finer mind for tactics. You do well to heed the instructions she offers, particularly that which touches on the diligent matter of our art. Did you perhaps notice the battered tome Kalia carries? The ancient grimoire has served her from the day she entered the guild. She has her reasons, but admittedly strange to see it kept all the way to her present position as force here. I fear such an intense focus on Archima will lead her to overlook other important aspects of life. As our master strategist guides your arcanist training, I hope that you might return the favor and help broaden her own perspective somewhat. But enough of such matters for the moment. You have done well this day, Lions. Continue your practice with Carbuncle as Kleha has bid. I will be here when the time comes for your next lesson. Just at the gold. Okay, Addo lowers the physical defense damage by 5, magical damage dealt by 10. Put that over there. I said put that over there. See if we can clear out a little bit of our hunting log. We also have these over here we can knock out. God, it's so weird without music. Middle, lower, Cedarwood. What is... I think I'm in Cedarwood, aren't I? Yeah, so it'll be around here somewhere. No, it's gonna be up here. I know that much. There we are. What to say? A lifetime of meticulous research into the advancement of agricultural arts have taught me anything. It is the fruits of knowledge are incapable of preserving themselves. Without the adventurers brawn to protect them, I fear all our work will be for naught. Take, for example, the splendid ogre pumpkin crop that I was able to cultivate. Years of hypothesizing and testing at last made it tangible, only to be snatched away by those subterranean sooners, the clever hedge moles. I've already engineered the pumpkins to resist fire, drought, frost, weeds, insects, and festive rituals. Just need someone to kill the moles. They call me Shred Shepherd, but all three kinds of livestock we breed here fall under my crock. Nevertheless, sheep remain my first love, my one true passion. You can imagine my dismay at finding my flock in frumpy fleece. Can't very well take worn-out wool to the market. Sheep with no shine is no good for nothing but mutton. But where there's wool, there's a way. See what Charton has to say. I need to grab a couple things first. Okay, I'm not going to read this one. This one is just the homes. Which we could just come over here. Hey, check out this place where you could potentially buy a house, but never will be able to. Oakland had some little lambs whose fleece was white as snow, but everywhere the little lambs went, lice was sure to go. Now we're stuck with lousy sheep. Time it takes me to brush one clean, the lice spread to two more. Just can't keep with them by myself. If you brush 3 shaggy lambs for me, you should be able to wipe out the infestation altogether. Let Malgrim know sheep are in ship shape once you're finished. There you are. What news have you brought me? For the purpose of luring adventurers to Limsa, that's unfortunate, but it does seem to explain a great deal. So my dreams of owning a house, so we have to wait a little longer, but don't have to worry about me. My day will soon come up. For an adventure, you certainly know how to wield a lice comb. As I'm sure you've found, sheep are delicate souls that require delicate care. Truly wonderful wool requires time, love, and tenderness. You must caress their coats ever so gently. Listen to their soft bleating in your ear. Feel the warmth of their breath on your neck. Are you sure you're still talking about sheep? This may be called at Red Rooster Stead, but make no mistake, dodos are the birds that keep the stead steady. Those sweet and tender eggs, that succulent meat. So long as you remove a dodling's poison glands, you have some scrumptious and healthy poultry. They're so delicious I have to remind myself that some birds are just not meant to be caged. Or perhaps I don't. Talk to Expion and see if you can't return those exquisite creatures to their pen. Am I ever pleased to see you? I was about to cry foul, but with your help we can round them up. Those dim-lidded dodos pecked through the fencing and fled the coop. Luckily, they know better than to leave the stead. There are 3 dowling dodos in all. If you spot one, just throw one of these dodo-sized sacks over its head. Once you've caught all the birds, would you mind leaving them in Milgrim's care? I need to repair the fence before we can return them to this enclosure, you see. Just stuff them in a bag. It's okay. Everything. Hand me the dodos. Oh, my precious darlings. With their poisoned breath, they're defenseless out in the wild. Daddy dodos get so worried. And now my dodos have another daddy. You stay around and look after my babies, won't you? At least until they're ripe for slaughter. Such a weird way to put that. Well, that was so easy. It makes me wonder why I spent my life formulating complex solutions to problems rather than merely going around killing things. Nevertheless, I'm afraid it's too late to alter my method now. Continue focus on the complex solutions, and have you stick around to kill things. Hubris, what arrogance to believe that I, one woman alone, could overcome the unfathomably vast and profound mysteries of nature. But with you here, I'm sure we could do it. Better taking the exorable march of science. The concoction I'm currently formulating could change horticulture as we know it. I imagine a fluid once strewn over crops to ward off pests. All I need is some ladybugs and someone to squash them. Ladybugs simply cannot resist aphids. Find some Athic lavender, dab it with a bit of Athic nectar, and you'll be swarming in. Okay, you'll be swarming to slaughter. Return to me once you've collected 3 files of ladybug viscera. There you go. It's elementary, really. Aphids live in fear of ladybugs, so applying the scent of ladybug blood to the crops is a certain ward off the parasites. We're manipulating the laws of nature. Of course, we could have just let the ladybugs go on defending the crops as always and not squash them for their viscera. I hardly see the science in that. Okay, so let's complete these 2 quests. Breathtaking, is it not? Proud sails turning, rugged gears churning, the mill never stops, and neither do the millers. Can the millers assigned to its upkeep? Vigilance is the key. By addressing tomorrow's issues today, we can ensure the wheels of prosperity continue to grind. Fortunately, I have my hands full with the work of the day, and cannot leave my station to tend to inspection. I would entrust this duty to you. Seek out the other 3 millers and heed their concerns, and appraise what is learned of your findings. I haven't noticed anything off myself, but let's have a look now, shall we? Look here, the sail's been nicked a bit. Nothing urgent, mind you. The cloth we use is of the same as they use at sails of the sea, made to stand up to blustering wind. You see the mill's spinning, don't you? What more do you need to know? Only problem I have is you meddling with my chores. Away with you, then. Rude. Just trying to help out. I need to be a dick. I trust you enjoyed our tour of the mill. You're impressed, yes? The matter Ishushu sailor is most worrisome indeed. The matter shall be remedied at once. Delay acting until trouble occurs is to ask for trouble. The Grey Fleet stops for nothing. Full speed ahead. Well, it's time we've dug ourselves a hole, well and truly. Stuck brimstone while shoveling through the mines, and now the rocks are rife with the reek of rotten eggs. Gas grew to be too much to bear. You'll need this clear earth crystal to restore the earth and plug the leak properly. Just mind the Sephrid clouds brought on by the brimstone. That's done. These I won't be able to do for a little bit. That's a breath of fresh air. For many of the miners, a bit of brimstone is nothing to write home about, but I'm the one who has to write the letters when the gluttons choke to death down there. The price metals commanded in the wake of the calamity will make us either rich or dead. Okay, I think I know what these guys are at. I think they're right over here in this cave. And there's these guys as well. Using energy drain fills the aether flow gauge required to perform. Oh my goodness. Additional effect. And we got sleep as well. Sleep is another one I don't think I need too much of. Okay. Faster deals unexpected aether flow cost of 1. Instacast with the... Oh my goodness. Sure. Grounded pirates. I think they were along the river before, weren't they? I think they're right over here. Okay. Let's go over to lower Sacia and then try to lightning sprites. And that should... You dick. There's no need for you to do that. Oh, that was really terrible. Okay, there we go. Now we got difficulty ranked up on that. Awesome. Let's see. I think I'll go ahead and go over to... Get a class quest done. Yes, Lions, the time for your next lesson is upon us. You're keeping well, I trust. Taking the occasional brisk walk, one cannot form sound thought if one fails to maintain a sound body. Now, assuming you've been following Kilia's instructions, you shall be ready to face the more dangerous threats found in the western Lost Sea. Speak of roselings and wild jackals. Yes, I will have you vanquish 3 of each. It's perfect sample size. The first act of the preliminary test case, the second test your hypothesis, the third to perfect the tactics you've devised. Speaking of which, I trust your strategy will consist of more than simply fleeing ruin over and over again. You're not the novice you once were, and your skills in the field ought to reflect that. Find yourself waiting for other approaches. Consider an assault with ruin in tandem with attacks from Carbuncle. When timed appropriately, you can deal a crippling blow to your opponent. Yeah, all I'm hearing is swing ruin all day long. Yeah, that's a lot of quests I haven't done. And we got a resurrection. Okay. Don't think I quite need that. Welcome back, Alliance. How'd it feel to conquer your ferocious foes? So ride that wave of triumph onto an even more demanding and dangerous challenge. Your next training exercise will have you accompanying Corsair Helia on one of her inspections. Experience will afford you the opportunity to witness firsthand the practical applications of Arkema. Pray do not tarry, Lions. Helia awaits you on the floor below with further details. Timely appearances, I expect. Shall we proceed directly to the job at hand? I'm tasked with examining the wares of a goblin peddler caravan run by Wellsuck's family. Our agents suspect these beastmen merchants are dealing in forbidden goods. As such, I can calculate the announcement of an inspection has a 60% chance of inviting physical violence. I've prepared a strategy to respond to this possible shift in hostilities. There's an important precondition that you should be made aware of before we discuss the finer points of my plan. Though I'm considered gifted in the formulation of tactics, I lack the reflex and coordination necessary to employ many of these self-same strategies in the field of battle. Try to keep this factor in mind and adjust your perceptions accordingly. Now, should the goblins offer to battle, you are to execute Combat Program 1345, otherwise known as Stratagem Focused Fire. Your carbuncle will concentrate your attacks on a single foe, and one by one, the enemy will wither under the combined onslaught. Probability of victory, 95%. Reports place the peddlers in the vicinity of the cookpot in middle Limsa. I will depart immediately to assess the situation. Seek me out once you arrive. probably just gonna finish this class quest and call it there. I don't know why, but my throat is killing me at the moment. Probably because of all the reading I've already done, but still. I'm Forseer Kalia of Milvan Gate. You are to cease all transactions and surrender your goods for inspection. Nasty sneaky peekers. Probably spit uplander nose eyes on stabby iron. Any predictably aggressive response? Very well, Lions, remember what we discussed. Yeah, I do all the work while you sit behind. Got it. Nicely done. Adaption, improvisation. I might have been observing our Gorilla Guildmaster himself in action. So this was the perfect example of how the strategy for a given task should be tailored to the abilities of the assessor. In other words, before you begin formulating your attacks, it's necessary to fully understand your own strengths and weaknesses. On that note, there is another question I would ask you. When it comes to improving your probable success of a strategy, consider more effective to concentrate on playing to one's strength or shoring up to your weaknesses. Enhancing one's strengths. Again, you respond as the Guildmaster once did. I must revise my probability of your potential to attain greatness to 97%. You are one to keep an eye on, that much is certain. But to return to the subject of battle plans, your calculations must include an accurate assessment of your available techniques and their relative effectiveness. This requires you to be critically aware of your own limits, limits of your allies, and the characteristics of your enemies. I believe that covers everything for today. Please return to the guild and make your report to the mistress until we meet again. I shall abide here until the Yellow Jackets arrive to take the peddlers into custody. My strategies will keep me company. Back from the Fields Lions. She contacted me with a summary of events. It seems she treated you to a lecture on knowing thyself. A lesson is ordinarily taught only to intermediate practitioners. Without sufficient store of combat experience of which to draw, it is difficult to fully appreciate the profundity of such a seemingly simple truth. Nevertheless, I feel confident that you'll soon be ready for a more ambitious assignment. Keep to your studies and maintain this razor's edge of your mind. Okay. And next one we get Enhanced Aether Charge. Grants Ruby Arcanum and Topaz Arcanum about executing Aether Charge. And we get the Topaz. Rushes target and deals 400 earth damage. 4 stacks of earth attunement. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna call that there. Made a little bit of progress. I got to about, what, 13? Not too bad. A lot of running around and doing the small, stupid stuff, but slowly clearing the quest. Still got a lot of stuff that's blue check plus mark, though, so we'll get those knocked out at some point. Have a good one. See